Well, I got everything working good on my main computer. What I've been doing the last couple of days is changing a few things on my two computers. Now, I got one done now. Now I got to start doing the other one. You ask, why am I doing this? Well, both of my computers, my Mac Mini, my MacBook, were both purchased in 2006. They're both 6 years old, and they're running great. But the one problem I was running into is I want to use different things. I want to share files between the two. And when you deal with networking, you deal with passwords. You deal with usernames. I didn't write down the usernames and the passwords from 2006. And in that time, they've changed. So what I decided to do is I decided to make everything the same. The iTunes Store, the Apple ID, even the home screen. Now, that was all pretty easy. I was able to set all that up. And then I got to the part of redoing the home screen. In other words, I have this brand new name that I want now for iTunes, for Apple ID, and they're both the same name. But I have the old name for my home screen. And I wanted to make it the same also. So the people at the Genius Bar at the Apple Store over in Greensboro showed me how to do that. Basically, what I had to do is make a new home screen and move everything from the old over to the new. Then I had to sign out of the old, sign into the new, and then delete the old one. So now all the files from the old one are now in the new one. Locked. All the files were locked. So I had to go into this little thing that's called Get Info, and I had to unlock everything. Well, when you do that, you're dealing with things that are called ACLs and permissions. Permissions are pretty easy to figure out. You unlock the little bar, and you make sure everything says read and write. It's either going to say read and write, read only, or no access. And when I moved everything over, it said no access. So you have to make sure everything says read and write. I have no clue what I'm doing with the ACLs. So I took it to the Genius Bar, and they tweaked the ACLs. I have no clue what ACL stands for, except the ligament that's in my leg. There's an ACL down there, but I'm talking about the ACL on the computer. It stands for something. I grew up before computers. Everything I know on the computer is self-taught. So I'm not a computer genius, but I'm not a computer dummy either. It's all trial and error. Mostly error. What I do a lot of times is I go and I try to fix it myself, and then I get to the point where it's frustrating, and I go to the Apple Store, let the genius take care of it. But anyhow, they got everything working great. And the guy at the Genius Bar was also nice enough to type down everything that he did. And then he sent it to me in an email. Two different email addresses I have. One through Apple and one through Gmail. And I'm going to now start to work on the MacBook, the other computer. I'm going to do the same thing. And if I mess up the ACLs, there's an explanation in there how to fix them. So all I got to do is open up the email on this computer while I'm working on that computer. And you see, I have two different ways of doing it too. I can look at my MacBook through the network, and I also have a FireWire cable running to the two computers, between the two computers, and what I do is I put the MacBook in target disk mode and then view it through the Mac Mini. So I can actually have the big screen, the big monitor, and I can actually work on the MacBook through this one over here. And also having that in target disk mode, fan won't come on, because everything is being pushed through the other computer. But got a little more work to do. Gotta get the MacBook working good now, and then everything will be on the same page, same username, same password. Now, people say it's bad to have the same password. We're talking passwords for Apple computers. Okay, my bank account password is not the same. Okay, my password to other stuff is not the same. Okay, it's just within my network, which is behind a firewall. So this computer can talk to that computer and share files. And I can take my iPad and take my mobile phone, which I have right here, and I can look at anything on my computers. And this has a few neat little programs on it. This is a Samsung S3. And I got one program on there where I can actually see either of my computer screens from miles and miles and miles away. I just have to make sure my two computers are on. Just have them in sleep mode. And I go to the program and it brings up the actual computer screen. Like this screen right here, on here. It's pretty cool. So, just wanted to bring everybody up to date. Now I can start putting out videos by the dozens again. Thank you for allowing me to bore you. Have a great day. Bye.